This is one of those things that could potentially slip through your unit testing, and in the best case scenario will be caught in user accepted testing or UAT, or the worst case scenario, it won't be discovered until it goes into production. So let's hypothesize that the message count getter is populated by the set message count function, which sets data from some sort of API fetch, and that fetch results in 0 for the message count. Our UI is supposed to render this text here, but instead we're getting the 0 in the UI. That's because the data is coming back 0. The actual value from JSON is 0. This is the message that we're supposed to render in the UI when the count is 0. There are a couple of reasons why this is happening. So let's review what the falsey values are in the JavaScript programming language. Null, undefined, false, not a number, 0 itself, -0, 0 exponent, empty strings, and document.all. So based on that knowledge, we can see here that we have a 0 value. In this case, we are simulating the return value from our API, which in this case again is the 0. And then on top of that, on line number 10, we are using the JavaScript logical AND operator, which is sometimes referred to as the short circuit operator, in which in this case it is being used as a short circuiting mechanism, if you will, to determine conditional rendering. If you look at the React official documentation, by the way, there are two official documentation for React: the legacy one, which is no longer being updated, and the current one, which is this URL here. The issue is so common that they put a warning here to warn developers as to the pitfall of using the logical AND operator or the short circuiting. You can read here, if the left side is 0, then the whole expression gets the value 0, and React will happily render 0 rather than nothing. So React is just following the rules for JavaScript expression and based on the value. Here I have another example of the short circuiting mechanism, or the logical AND operator, used in React to conditionally render DOM elements. This is one of those cases where one developer seeing this in the code base and then just repeating the same mistake over and over again for the past 8 years or whatever. I can see the attraction of this syntax because it's short and concise, but I would submit to you that the syntax I have below in the form of the ternary is also short and concise if you do not want to write out the whole if-else flow. And with this pattern, eventually we can migrate to something like this. If you wanted to do this up here on line 3, you're going to have to convert this short circuiting mechanism over to a ternary anyways. So why not communicate our intent to other developers who will be inheriting our code base better? Because when we write code, the computer doesn't care what language we use. The computer doesn't care about JavaScript or TypeScript. It reads bytecodes anyway. All this is going to get transpiled and compiled down to bytecode anyway. When we write computer programs, we are in fact communicating with other software engineers, with other programmers, with other developers. Again, the computer doesn't care what language we use. So when we write a program, we are actually communicating with other programmers in addition to the computer. So keep that in mind. Okay, so if you like this stuff, please consider giving it a like and please subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.